Hi everyone, I'm Wyatt Ong with Rappler Entertainment. Welcome to another episode of Rappler Live Jam. Tonight, I'm super pleased to welcome a couple of very special guests. Everyone say hi to Gabe Bondoc, and tonight joining us also Calvin Arosa. Hey, you guys.
Hello.
Welcome to the Philippines.
Thank you.
So,
Thanks.
Gabe has, you just landed I think yesterday or a couple of days ago.
Yeah, we landed on the first and we hit the ground running just all over the place.
And this is your first time in the Philippines?
Both of our first
Yeah, first time.
Great. And I want to know right off the bat, first impressions. So Gabe is of Phil-Am, but this is your first time here.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Very
tell
first
me
time.
about all first impressions. Is it a bit overwhelming? Have you met? I think you met some of your fans.
Yes.
As well, right?
Yesterday. Was that yesterday? We had an incredible meet and greet. There was
Yeah.
like a couple hundred people there, and we played a few songs for them. Calvin just rocked the crowd. And then we had a meet and greet afterwards where we met every single person in the crowd, and we were there for maybe 3 or 4 hours.
That's amazing.
Just talking to everybody, and it was just so amazing that I knew there was love in the Philippines. I didn't realize how much there was. Like some of the people, when they would reach in for a hug, they'd be like, "I've been listening to you for 7 years, 8 years, 10 years," and when they were hugging, and we were hugging, like you could tell they were like shivering,
nervous.
and it was just really like powerful to know that they're so happy and excited to be here.
Well, that's gonna happen too after tonight. The folks in the crowd tonight have been your fans for nearly 10 years.
Oh, thank you guys.
So, welcome also, Calvin. How
Thank
are
you very much for having me. I'm good, thanks. How are
Calvin's
you?
joining us tonight on the keys, and so we just heard before we went live. We were treated to a little rehearsal, and it was amazing. I can't wait for everybody to hear our three songs tonight. So, I just wanted to talk a little bit more about, getting your start on YouTube.
Yeah.
And we were talking earlier, and I was like, oh my God, from 2006.
Oh
It's
yeah.
just like, so it's the, Kurt Hugo Schneider and Sam Tui and all those guys were
Yeah.
also on YouTube at that time, 2006. And I always ask, folks who got their start on YouTube, what do you think has been the biggest change? Because so much has changed. I think from just 6 months ago, it's still different, So what do you think has been the biggest, most jarring change for you over time?
I think for me, maybe the level of production has gone from just a guy
In your bedroom.
literally in his bathroom recording a song,
Yeah.
to now like fully produced productions where they're just like all the way with the full blown HD cameras and all those things.
Yeah.
And the dubbing and all these really great things that make things look like more like music videos. I think that's the one thing that is the most different for me. But I think that as much as I really want to like chase that and go for it, I especially being here in the Philippines, I'm realizing that people still have a love for that really raw, acoustic, organic feel.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess that is one of the realizations that you kind of come to, that as things change, I guess some things stay the same too.
That's a very great way to put it. Absolutely.
Thanks. So, and Calvin, you, how long have you been? Tell me about like your history and how.
Okay, well,
how you got into
basically,
the industry.
I started YouTube when I was about 16 years old, and I'm not sure when that was. That was probably like 2009 or 2000, around that time. And I was just graduating high school, and I used to watch Gabe as well on MySpace, and
MySpace.
back when
Oh, yeah.
MySpace was
So
a
that's
thing.
a dating, like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
we'll
that
date
shows you.
this conversation.
Yeah. Used to
Okay.
watch Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon, all that good
Oh, yeah.
stuff. Oh yeah. And I just remember just seeing all these people in LA, and I was like so inspired, like I wanted to reach out to the world. And YouTube was, I think, came out 2004, 2005.
About 2005 or 6.
Yeah, something like that. And after seeing that, I wanted to reach out. I put up my own covers, and eventually, when they came to Sydney, that's how we got in touch, and that's how we started working together. And we just became family as well, like across the sea. So
No,
it was
I can
really
definitely tell, like, you guys were just harmonizing like brothers.
Yeah. I used to have long hair, but I'm so sad I cut it. Yeah.
So, Gabe, you're in town for a couple of shows.
Yes.
And it's going to be at Teatrino, and sadly, it's sold out. But we hope you'll be back.
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
So tell our viewers tonight what they can expect from the two shows. It's going to be at Teatrino on March 3 and 4.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
March 3rd and March 4th. I think everybody. I'm looking forward to having a really intimate performance. I love live performances because sometimes on YouTube I like to keep it nice and tight and short, so that you can watch the video and then go on to another one and things like that. But with a show, you have no choice. You're sitting right there, and I'm gonna talk to you. So it's kind of like, I like to kind of preface the song before I play it. I talk about how I wrote it, where I wrote it, why I wrote it, and then I'll play the song. And sometimes even in the middle, I'll just kind of explain the idea. Like if there's a specific idea that I really love, maybe I'll just keep playing and just talk over it. Because I think that one of the best things about performing live is that there's those spontaneous moments where you can connect with the audience.
For sure.
Yeah.
Great. And I think we are just about ready to move into our first song. So the first number, first choice, is from the Timing album from 2010.
2010.
It's been a while.
2012.
2012. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me about the song and how it came to be.
Absolutely. So this song, actually, to be honest, I wrote this song for someone else. It was a project of mine that I was like, okay, I'm gonna write a song for another person, and as it turns out, this person didn't really like the song that much. They were like, it sounds too much like you, and I was like, oh okay. So I ended up keeping it, and I loved it, and so I recorded it myself and posted it on YouTube, and then I recorded it for the album, and it's still to this day like the #1 played song on my Spotify and all those music platforms.
So by the way, guys, if you want to check out some more of Gabe's music, you can get it on iTunes, Spotify, and GabeBondoc.com.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Take it away, guys.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 7.
Hope that my love would be shared with somebody who cared for me. Well, you've always been the one, but I know for sure I'm not the only one with the list that you're on. Wish I could tell you the things I know, like you're the one, but we can take things slow. Well, I've tried so many times, but I'm shy and it shows. Opportunity knocks, but I'm never home. Whoa, I'm falling so fast, don't know how long I'm gonna last. You have always been my first choice, and my heart's been yours for so long. It knows right where it belongs with you, belongs to you. Never been good at this dating game. Things get so strange, I'm always to blame. Well, I'm awkward, but I'm real, and I hope that she sees there's charm in being with someone just like me. I'm full of facts that she might not know. Hope that's a plus, plus I'm always home. Always answer your calls when you're bored and alone. I'm ahead of myself, need to slow my roll. Oh, I'm falling so fast, don't know how long I'm gonna last. You have always been my first choice, my heart's been yours for so long. It knows right where it belongs with you, belongs to you. Oh, I have tried to tell you what I mean to be. If only you could read my mind, my eyes. They lie when they see you. They only wanna be with me, baby. Hey, yeah. Here we go. I'm falling so fast, don't know how long I'm gonna last. You have always been my first choice, my heart's it's been yours for so long. It knows right where it belongs with you. Belongs to you. Belongs to you. Belongs to you.
Yeah, bro.
Thank you very much.
Hey guys, if you're just joining us now, we just finished song number 1 from Gabe and Calvin's set tonight on Rappler Live Jam. So I just wanted to talk a little bit more about how you got your start. And I know, of course, it was through YouTube and making videos, but obviously that wasn't, like, you didn't just do that full time. So in 2006,
Yeah.
what was your life like then?
So in 2006, the previous years, I was performing live a lot of places, not for a living or anything. I was spending my own money to get places and things like that. But I was blessed with a lot of opportunities, specifically in the Filipino-American community, where there would be like a big festival. We had one called Fiesta Filipina that I would perform at. And it was so great. There would be like, you know, a few thousand people, and they weren't there to see me. They were just there to eat great food and support local merchants and stuff like that. But I got a little spot, a little 15-minute set, and it was enough to turn a few heads. You do that a couple times, along with little gigs here and there, and it started to pick up. I started getting calls from universities and things like that. And so what happened from there, I was like, okay, well, how do I reach out to everybody all at once? You know, because it's great to go to these little things, but you only see maybe like 50 to 60 fans at a time, if that. And so I was like, okay, well, how about the internet was coming up. Here comes YouTube.
There was this thing called YouTube.
Yeah, there was this thing called YouTube. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but it came about, and I just started uploading videos just with the intent to try to gain some fans and stuff. And it was early enough that there weren't too many people on, so it was nice. It was easier to get a spot and get some eyes on you, and it was just really amazing in that it gathered all the fans that I had played for before into one place, and so that's how my fan base grew a little bit faster. Was because years before I was just grinding it out on the stage.
So I was looking at your YouTube channel earlier, and there's just a staggering number of views and subscribers. But I wanted to ask you about your first kind of huge viral moment. It must have felt, were you taken aback? I'm sure you were, because
I was
millions
shocked.
of views in like one thing. What was that like?
Where
were you?
In 2009, I woke up and my phone was like blowing up. During this time, I was sleeping at 4 a.m. and waking up at like noon because I was
Can't do that anymore. Though.
Can't do that anymore. But I was writing a lot, and so I woke up and my phone was like really blowing up. Everybody was like, check YouTube, check your Twitter, check everything. It turned out that Taylor Swift had tweeted my cover of Love Story, and it got so many people on it that that's kind of the first experience that I ever had with a video going viral. And I just felt really blessed and honored that a lot of those fans who said, oh, I first saw you, even as recent as last night at the VIP event, they were like, I've been watching since Love Story. So they came in at 2009, and they're still watching today, 2017. It's really amazing. Yeah,
I actually think that one of the things that I noticed while I was looking at Gabe's channel was that, the covers have a lot of, there's a lot of traffic there, but there's a lot of people listening and watching and supporting your original songs too. And I know that for a lot of artists, covers are a way to introduce themselves.
Yes.
But sometimes that can, sometimes that's a challenge as well.
Absolutely.
But you have successfully kind of also now people are aware of your original songs and they love it, probably as much as your covers. So what do you think was the secret to that?
I think with original music, I try to be as honest as possible and try to say exactly what's on my heart. And I think people respond to that in a very organic sort of way. I heard a number of stories as we were on this tour where people were saying, your songs got me through a really bad breakup, or your song is the song that I courted my wife to, or we got married to your song.
Yeah.
So it's just I'm very blessed in that the songs that I've written speak to the heart of my fans. I think that by being as honest as possible and as truthful as possible in my songs, that it helps to make a connection.
Wow, that's really lovely to hear that people have kind of moments with your song,
Yeah.
kind of in the background. Calvin, what do you think? Do you have in mind for your own career as you're also kind of progressing on your journey?
Well, for me, I think the first step is just to get the ball rolling. Me and Gabe were talking about this earlier today, actually, and we were just saying, you know, it's always it's a never-ending lesson kind of thing. You know, you're always growing.
Yeah.
You never stop, and it's always important to kind of. It's nice to look back at what you have achieved in the past, but yeah, we were just every day we're learning. Like a couple days ago, we were lucky enough to have a meeting with some of these great people, and they were just telling us consistency and it's all about keeping up to date and trying to think of innovative ways to kind of reinvent yourself and kind of create a different kind of you every day and trying to be better than you were.
Yeah.
And I think so the first step for me, I'd say personally in my career, would be to hopefully to work on this EP that I really want to release and get on iTunes as soon as possible.
And you were on X Factor Australia.
Yes, I was.
Was that nerve-wracking or what?
It was nerve-wracking, but it was more of a great experience really too, because that was my first real experience of being in like a real kind of spotlight, a real platform that I could work off, and I think the most amazing thing about being on shows like that is the network and the inspiration that you get from surrounding yourself in an environment full of people who have such strong ambitions and similar drives to you.
Right.
And I think that's the key, is to keep yourself motivated, because it can be hard, when real life hits you and you've got to deal with paying rent in Sydney. And you guys don't want to know what it's like to pay rent in Sydney. But
before we kind of head into our next song, I kind of wanted to pick up on one thing, and that's YouTube in 2017 or content creation in 2017 is very different from 2006. So there are a lot of new challenges for younger and newer content creators. And what do you think is most important for them to remember at this point in their careers?
I think that Calvin touched on it, and the most important thing is to stay consistent, because that's the only real way that you can really get your fans to watch every single time, to get them to interact with you. Obviously, you want to have great content, but above that, you want to be as consistent as possible, so that come Wednesday at 7 p.m. Oh, Calvin has a video. I'm sitting down at 6 o'clock and getting ready for that video at 7, so I can hang out and mellow out. But I think the most important thing is to have consistency in your videos, to make sure that that you're reaching out to an audience and they know what to expect from you and they can be ready for it when it comes.
Yeah, I've talked to some content creators on YouTube as well, not necessarily musicians, but like people who vlog and stuff. And they have also said that one thing that helped them was that they had to take care of their own metrics and all those things. I mean, was that something that you were obsessed with in the beginning?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Constantly looking at the numbers, trying to figure out who enjoyed the video, who didn't like the video, where they lived, or how I could meet them. I'm just kidding.
But I guess at one point you also kind of have to let go of the numbers as well, right?
That's true, because you can get tied up in the numbers, and
oh boy,
you want to be as creative as possible. But if you're constantly thinking, okay, this number, this, then you're not growing creatively. You're just looking at numbers and trying to work it that way.
Great. So we're heading to our second number for the night. It is Black Book. It's also from Timing. Please tell me about this song.
Sure.
I love this song.
Thank you. This song is, I had this idea where it was just a story about a guy who wasn't me. And he just had like a black book with a lot of phone numbers, and he wasn't me. And so he just made sure that he had all these numbers on him, but then he meets this amazing woman, and so he decides, you know what, I don't need this black book anymore. I found an amazing woman, and that's the whole idea.
It is
heart
not
of the song.
Gabe,
and it's not me.
Yes.
Okay.
One, two.
a small black book, but I threw it away when you told me your name. I had to keep you, babe. I'll call quits on all the other chicks. You got me wondering, maybe there's more to this. This is the first time that I've ever felt whatever feeling I'm feeling now. I wanna know if we can make this happen, baby, 'cause you got me. I wanna make this real. Somehow you make me feel like you're the only girl in the world. I gotta make you see how beautiful it'd be if we could make this happen, baby. I'll be Prince Charming if you be my darling. Yeah. You be my only if you be my only girl. Whoa, 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 whoa. My only girl. Yeah. You're so fine, but yeah, let me say that I find you divine. I gotta make you mine. I lose sleep, but I'm dreaming constantly. You got me daydreaming consciously. Honestly, I believe now this is the first time that I've ever felt the feeling I'm feeling now. I gotta know if we can make this happen, baby, 'cause you got me. I wanna make this real. Somehow you make me feel like you're the only girl in the world. I gotta make you see how beautiful it'd be if we could make this happen, baby. I'll be Prince Charming if you be my darling. Yeah. You be my only if you be my only girl. This ain't a drill, I can't keep still. My love is real. Now all of the time I spent without you, baby, well that ends here. If you let that end here, wanna know, really gotta know if we can make this happen, baby, 'cause you got me. I wanna make this real. Somehow you make me feel like you're the only girl in the world. I gotta make you see how beautiful it'd be if we could make this happen, baby. I'll be Prince Charming if you be my darling. Oh yeah, you be my only if you be my only girl. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, 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 only girl. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, oh, my only girl. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Oh, oh, my only girl. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Oh, oh, my only girl.
Hey guys, that was Black Book by Gabe, Bondoc, and Calvin is here with us tonight as well. Thank you for that. I wanted to touch upon something quite important that you just said earlier, which is that to kind of, for longevity, I think you said it's very important to grow, you know, your musicality as well.
Yes, yes.
And I wanted to ask you about your own music because you have this kind of very smooth, you know, sound. But I'm sure that, like all artists, you must have asked yourself also, like, where do I take it, you know, from here, from these things that you were doing in 2006, 2009, and now, you know, years later. So what do you think has been like I guess those biggest challenges in that musical kind of journey throughout the time?
I think it's always tough to break out of your own comfort zone. I think that's one of the things that's hardest to do, but at the same time, it's like the most rewarding thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what I do is I try to constantly remind myself that you need to get out and try to branch out and spread your wings and see what else is going on in sounds and things. And with my latest album, 12,
Right.
I did a little bit of that. So the first few songs are a departure of the sort of smooth acoustic sound. So there's like almost like a rock song in there
Right.
called I Don't Know. It's very different, but it's got elements of what I do, just a cool, like, heavier sound.
Right.
And I really love the fact that I got an opportunity to experiment and feel vulnerable. I think that's the hardest part. That's the part about breaking out of your comfort zone that's difficult, is being vulnerable. And I think if you allow yourself to do that, that's where you start to grow. You start to let yourself try things and do things. And so the album 12 has some songs in the front side that have a very different sound, but then at the same time, it's important to remember where you've been. So we have this sort of in transition from brand new stuff. Oh, that's cool. That's different. That's different. Oh wait, that sounds kind of familiar. Oh wait. Oh, and then it ends with Gentlemen Don't.
Great.
Yeah.
Yes, that's really interesting. Like what you said about kind of having to experiment. Like, and one of the things that that we all know about social media is that you can get like instant feedback.
Yeah.
Do you guys read all the comments and all those things?
I do. Do you read them?
Yeah, I read them. I just sit there. I'm like,
Just read it. Yeah.
no, it's good.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess but sometimes the comments can be quite harsh.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. So I guess you just gotta let it roll off your back.
Absolutely. You know, early on, I used to be so offended, even if somebody was like, "Oh, yeah, it was good, but you know, I think you could probably do better," or "That wasn't the right key," or something like that. You know, those kinds of comments. I learned to understand that if you're getting comments that are harsh like that, it means you're reaching out to an audience that's not your own. So for every one of those new audience members that don't like it, maybe there's another 10 that love it. And so I started to measure my growth and my expansion by how many negative comments and how many dislikes I got.
That's one way to look at.
Yeah.
Okay, that's one way to think of it. You think that way too, Calvin?
Well, I just think that being able to take the good with the bad is part of balancing a healthy kind of mindset for your creativity as well. Like, I was gonna touch on something earlier, but I think I completely forgot. Because I think you touched on it. But basically, when you see comments like that, like whether it's negative or positive, I think it's important to realize that the first thing you're doing is you're making them feel something. Like, so you know, it'd be worse if they were just like, oh, I don't know how to feel about it. You know, I'd rather someone hate or love it, as opposed to just kind of sit on the fence and not really have anything to say.
But I guess it just must feel like so raw, kind of just having to put yourself out there, and because your music is your craft, and that's
very personal.
Yeah, exactly. It's very personal, and to have people comment on it must feel a bit, you know, it must make you feel really vulnerable at times.
Yeah, that's the thing, and that sometimes it hurts, but you understand that there's strength in that. You know, you're growing from the bruises and the scrapes. You're learning to take the good with the bad, like Calvin was saying, and it's the best way to do it, is to look at it from the standpoint of, yeah, that hurts, but how do I grow from that?
Yeah. And well, you know, definitely when you do your shows, you're gonna know that you have a lot of love here in the Philippines waiting for you. So I guess one thing that I wanted to talk about also was kind of just what's next for you. Like, now you've got 12, your album, and you're going to be performing for the last number for the night, a song from 12. But from here on out, what are you working on? What do you think? What do you want to do? And how did this trip to the Philippines come to be?
Oh man! So this entire trip, this is my first time to the Philippines, and my parents haven't been back in a very long time. They've just been working so hard in the States that it was never even a thought until Marco Solorio of MAS Presents was like, hey man, basically he was just saying, I believe in you, I think you have a great audience in the Philippines, let's do this. And so he and Sovereign Hill Records, they were just like, okay, let's plan it. And so they planned everything, and they made it happen. The flights happened. As soon as we landed, it was just like this incredible love and all this warmth that came from the Philippines. It's just been a wonderful and really powerful experience, just seeing all the people out here. It was a real culture shock for me to just.
We were driving by the slums or the ghetto today.
Yeah.
It's just when you see those kind of things, it really makes you take a second.
And you're based in Sydney, right?
Yeah.
And you guys did a few dates in Australia before coming over.
A couple shows in Australia.
Was it your first time in Australia?
No, it's my second time.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Great.
He's Aussie now.
Oh.
I'm trying.
Okay. Well, just before we wrap up, I just wanted to say thank you guys again for coming over.
Our pleasure.
Thanks,
Thank
Marco,
you, and yeah, thank you.
and everyone else. And don't forget GabeBondoc.com, iTunes, and Spotify. And he's got a couple of shows tomorrow in the next couple of days at Teatrino. So if you've got your ticket, good.
And if you don't have tickets, don't worry, because I'm pretty sure we'll be coming back.
Absolutely.
Oh,
There's no way
that's
that we're not coming
great.
back.
Yeah,
Come back,
awesome.
and hopefully
Well,
we can
you-
bring more of the boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you heard it straight from them. And if you want them to come back, make sure that you let us know in the comments. Thank you again, you guys.
Thank
It's been a
you.
real pleasure. Tonight, we are ending the night with Gentlemen Don't. I'm really excited for this from 12. So before you guys launch into it, tell me about the song.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I wrote this song years ago, 2005, and I wrote it for my girlfriend at the time, who is now my wife.
Aw,
And
yes.
the idea behind the song was that I knew what I wanted to be for her.
Yeah.
I knew I wanted to be this perfect gentleman and this amazing man for such an amazing woman. But I was trying to get here, and I was here, and I was like, okay, well, how do I get there? And the one thing I knew how to do was write music and sing and play guitar. And so I was like, okay, well, what if I sing it to life? What if I try to sing my way up there? And you would have to ask my wife if I made it up there. But it's really just this idea that you want to be the best person you can for the best person in your life.
And this is Gentlemen Don't, and this is Gabe's persona. Right.
You run your fingers across my lips. No, I've never felt like this before. No, 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 no. I know I'm young, but I know love. And I know I'd know an angel if I saw one. And I know very well, gentlemen don't kiss and tell. Promise I won't tell the world. If you say you want to be my girl in your own words. I'm just a simple man, simple plans. Go to work, take care of my fam. I'm sure you understand. Because you haven't said independent. Well, do you think you need me? I think I need you, girl. Baby, can't you see that I know very well? Gentlemen don't kiss and tell. Promise I won't tell the world. If you say you want to be my girl in your own words. Cards on the table, willing so able, stable, capable of holding you down. I am just saying, I'm not complaining. Your love is worth waiting for. And I know very well, gentlemen don't kiss and tell. Promise I won't tell the world. If you say you want to be my girl in your own words.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.